It was a bright and bustling morning at Westgate International Airport. Travelers hurried to catch their flights. Announcements crackled over the speakers, and the rhythmic hum of rolling luggage filled the air. Amelia moved swiftly through the gate area, her crisp navy blue blazer neatly pressed, and the golden insignia on her lapel gleamed under the terminal's bright lights. She offered warm smiles and helped passengers with their pre-flight queries, exuding an air of quiet authority. Amelia had been with the airline for over a decade. She started as a flight attendant and worked her way up to her current position. Though her role as CEO mostly kept her behind the scenes, she still loved stepping into her old uniform to connect with her crew and passengers. Today was one of those rare days. As she greeted travelers at the boarding gate, her warm demeanor was in stark contrast to a group of wealthy passengers lingering near the VIP lounge. Their conversation carried over the buzz of the terminal. "Did you see that flight attendant? So eager to please," one of them sneered, nodding toward Amelia. "Must be desperate for tips," another added, chuckling. Amelia overheard the comments, but remained unfazed. Years of experience had taught her to handle rudeness with grace. Her priority was ensuring a safe and comfortable journey for all. Soon, the group boarded the flight, their entitled attitudes evident in the way they dismissed instructions from the cabin crew and demanded immediate attention. As the lead flight attendant for the day, Amelia kept a close eye on them, ensuring their behavior didn't disrupt other passengers. Inside the aircraft, their arrogance escalated. One of the men, wearing an expensive watch that gleamed under the cabin lights, leaned back and smirked. "Hey, stewardess," he called out loudly, snapping his fingers. "Get me more ice for my champagne." A younger crew member hesitated, visibly flustered. Amelia stepped in with her signature calm. "Sir, is there anything I can assist you with?" The man looked her up and down, his lip curling in disdain. "Yeah, get me someone who actually speaks proper English." Laughter erupted from his companions. The young flight attendant behind Amelia shrank back, but Amelia remained poised. "Of course, sir," she replied smoothly. "I'll take care of that for you." As she walked away, she heard another passenger mutter, "What do you expect? Just here to serve." She clenched her jaw but kept walking, determined not to let their words affect her. Little did they know, this was far from an ordinary flight, and they were about to learn a lesson they would never forget. The plane hummed softly as it soared through the skies. Most passengers settled into their seats, enjoying their meals or scrolling through their devices. But the wealthy group in business class was determined to make their presence known. "This chicken is dry," one of the men scoffed, pushing his tray away. "Don't you people have anything better?" His words dripped with arrogance, and the phrase "you people" hung in the air like an insult. "I'm sorry to hear that, sir," Amelia responded steadily. "Let me see what I can do." Another member of the group, a woman draped in designer clothing, smirked. "Can you tell whoever designed this plane to get better seats? These aren't as luxurious as I expected." "Oh wait, do you even understand what I'm saying, dear?" Her companions burst into laughter, reveling in their own mockery. Amelia's hands remained clasped neatly in front of her. "We take all passenger feedback seriously, ma'am. Is there anything else I can assist you with?" The woman rolled her eyes. "Just don't mess up my order like last time." As Amelia walked away, murmurs of their mocking continued. "Why do they even hire people like her?" one sneered. "Cheap labor, I guess." Unbeknownst to them, other passengers were taking notice. A middle-aged couple exchanged uncomfortable glances, and a young man discreetly recorded the scene on his phone. Meanwhile, in the galley, Amelia took a deep breath, centering herself. She wasn't new to rude passengers, but their condescension struck a different chord. Yet, she reminded herself of a lesson she had learned early in her career. Composure was power. "Are you okay, Amelia?" a junior attendant asked hesitantly. She smiled reassuringly. "I'm fine. Let's focus on ensuring all passengers are cared for." Her calm demeanor never wavered, but deep down, she sensed the group's arrogance would soon lead them to an important lesson, one that fate seemed to have orchestrated perfectly. The flight had reached cruising altitude. Most passengers were immersed in their activities when a loud thud came from business class. One of the wealthy men, The one with the flashy watch had collapsed in the aisle. Panic erupted. "Somebody help!" one of his friends yelled. "He's not breathing." Passengers craned their necks as the crew sprang into action. Amelia moved the quickest, kneeling beside him with an authoritative yet calm voice. "Sir, can you hear me?" she said, gently patting his shoulder. His face was pale, beads of sweat forming on his forehead. "Do something," his companion demanded. "Don't just sit there." Amelia ignored the outburst and assessed the situation. "Call for medical assistance on board and retrieve the first aid kit." She instructed a junior attendant. Then she turned to the group. "Is he on any medication? Any medical conditions we should know about?" Frantic glances were exchanged. I don't know," one stammered. Moments later, an oxygen mask was secured over the man's face. Just then, a passenger stepped forward. "I'm a doctor. Can I assist?" Amelia nodded gratefully. "Please." The doctor knelt beside her, examining the man. After a few moments, he looked up, visibly impressed. "You've done everything right so far," he said. He's lucky to have someone so well-trained on board. The weight of his words settled heavily on the group. Their arrogance vanished, replaced with fear and humility. Eventually, the man stabilized, still pale but breathing. One of his friends turned to Amelia, his voice trembling. "I don't know what we would have done without you." Amelia gave a small nod. "It's my responsibility to ensure the safety of every passenger." A hush fell over the cabin. The woman in designer clothes, who had mocked Amelia earlier, hesitated before speaking. "Are you always this calm?" she asked, her voice softer now. "You seemed different, like you've done more than just training." Amelia hesitated. Then, with quiet confidence, she answered, "Let's just say I've been with this airline a long time." The doctor chuckled. "You can be modest all you want, but the rest of us saw it. That kind of leadership doesn't come from just being a flight attendant." The group's eyes widened. "Wait," one of them said. "You're not just a flight attendant, are you?" Amelia exhaled and gave a small nod. "No, I'm not. I'm the CEO of this airline." The cabin fell silent. Their jaws nearly hit the floor. The very person they had ridiculed was the leader of the entire airline. Their arrogance shattered, replaced with respect and regret. By the time the plane landed, their attitudes had changed. The group handed Amelia a handwritten note of gratitude, along with a donation receipt to a charity supporting aviation workers. She smiled warmly. "Thank you, not just for this, but for taking this experience to heart." As they disembarked, one of the men extended his hand. "You didn't just save my life. You opened our eyes." Amelia shook his hand. Every day is an opportunity to treat others with kindness. And with that, she watched them walk away, forever changed.